Hi, hi, hi. Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Rare of You podcast. I am your host, Rachel Inter, kama kawaida. And today, if you can feel some thrill in my voice, it's because, girl, I love you. Let me just say, I love you. Like, I just love everything about you.
Really?
Okay, I don't want this to sound very creepy, but I'm such a fan. And we are here. I didn't even get to introduce you properly. We are here with Pinky Ghelani. Where do I even start?
Wow, thank you.
Where do I even start, girl?
Don't start from too far back because then you'll make me look really old.
I was going to say how I got to know about you, but let me not.
It's okay.
I just get into it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So Pinky, you are one of those people in my growing up. When I say growing up again, now it makes you sound old.
That's
But
all
you
right.
are my role model. I literally had a picture of you. I think it was from Eve magazine back then. I don't
Wow.
remember.
Okay.
I had a cutout of you. Again, not creepy.
That
On
is
my
so
bedroom, and I'll be
cool.
like, I really would love to meet this girl one day.
You know,
and today,
let me ask you something though. We can talk about it after the
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
But they say you should never meet
I know.
your heroes or
I
the
know.
people that you admire. So we'll discuss that.
Discuss it. But I'm just too excited. I'm happy.
I
I'm
hope I
happy.
don't disappoint you.
No, of course not. So, guys, today we are speaking about Mother's Day. Mother's Day is coming up, and today I wanted to highlight it's a very special topic for me because it's something I've gone through, not once, not twice, 3 times. And I'm here with Pinky to talk about caregiving to our mothers, mothering our moms. Pinky, how is that going for you?
Girl, it's hard.
It's hard.
It's so hard. It's the hardest thing I have done in my entire life. And I've gone through stuff that's hard. But, just our moms are our superheroes. And to see that they are human, first of all,
Yeah.
it's a hard shock because, when we become caregivers, it means that they are unwell, they are ailing, and they need us for support. So it's very difficult to reverse the roles and suddenly be like, okay, I need to be
Yeah.
that person for my mother.
Do you remember the day this happened? Do you
Oh,
remember when the switch just
my
clicked?
gosh. Do you know when my mother had her stroke?
Okay.
She was in hospital for 3 weeks, and I would go every day, of course, every day, like 6 in the morning, I would be there. My brother was actually staying at the hospital, but I would be there 6 in the morning till 9, 10, 11 p.m. But I remember looking out the window and just knowing that my life will never be the same. And just knowing that my mother was not going to be the same. I knew that. Maybe it was something instinctual. Maybe it was our bond. Maybe it was something higher than me communicating that to me. Because anytime I would, speak about that, everyone would be like, no, she's fine. She's here. She'll get better. Blah, 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 blah. And I just knew. So I remember that day very clearly.
Do you feel like it was a shift from love to grief? Because this is something
course.
when people talk about grief, they think someone has to die for
Yeah.
you to grieve. But the person you knew,
It's actually there is a term for it. Gosh, how can I forget? Anyway, there is a term for this grief where you
Okay.
are grieving someone who is alive.
oh, really?
There is a term, yes,
Wow.
and it is it's something that I couldn't speak about because I was like I felt bad that I was grieving someone who was right there in front of me,
yeah.
right? But once I started saying I'm grieving someone who is alive, then whether it's support groups or people on the internet, they help me identify what this grief is. And for sure, let no one tell you that it's not grief. It is. You are grieving.
That
Are
is
you
so-
okay?
I don't know if I am okay. I don't know.
Yeah,
if I am
you
okay.
don't. You look like you're still hurting.
Yeah, no, it's okay. In retrospect, I lost my mom to cancer last year,
I'm
and I
sorry.
was doing the whole caregiving thing, and I never got someone who understood what I was going through.
Yeah.
And every time you talk to some, especially firstborn daughters who are caregivers,
Yeah.
they're like, no one understands that. Someone just
Yeah.
thinks it's a normal thing for you to do. You're expected to do it. You're
Exactly.
expected to just pick it up like,
And make it part of your life and make it look normal and make it not look like you're angry at
At
the
all.
situation or at your mother.
are we allowed to feel anger about this?
Completely. We must. It's very natural to be angry
Who are we like directing this anger to? Because
to the circumstance. Like I said, for me, I fought with God. I fought with my mom because my mom, like I said, was my superhero. It still
Yeah.
is my superhero in many ways, but she was that person who'd like never go visit a doctor.
oh,
And so I was angry that first at her, that why didn't you go take care of your health better? Or even at myself, why didn't I take her to the
or
hospital?
why didn't you notice?
Yeah, or why didn't I pick something up? And so, of course, anger is a part of it. Anger is a part of grief.
Yeah,
So if we're
it's one
going
of
to
the
call
stages.
it grief,
Yeah.
then we will be angry.
So how do you still connect to the parts of her that are still the same while trying to? Of course, she has become a whole new person, but there's still parts of her that are the same, right? Or everything just completely changed.
I mean, there are glimmers. There are definitely glimmers. But again, I get like she completely lost her speech. I laugh because the other day I was like, she used to, when we talk before she got sick, we'd make fun of each other sometimes in different accents, right?
Yeah,
So
sure.
our go-to accent more often than not was a British accent. So I asked her the other day, I said, how are you feeling? And she said, okay. So I looked at her, I said, oh, mother, you're okay. But it was something that
Yeah.
used to be her that came through and got lost again. So, I just feel like it's hard. It's hard watching your parent in whatever stage they are in, aging.
Yes.
Okay. And then the other thing we have to ask ourselves is why is dementia and Alzheimer's or neurological diseases becoming so normal
And rampant.
and rampant?
Everywhere.
And even, in your case, why is cancer common? Why has it become common? It used to be known as a rich man's disease, and now it's affecting 1 in 3 people. So we really have to question. And I feel like, because I believe that everything that happens to us happens for a reason. And we must look at the lessons. So what are we doing as parents now
Yes.
that's going to be different for our children so they don't have to go through what we went through or we're going through?
Oh, wow. That's deep. I'll have to research on that and make myself a better parent as well to my daughter.
And look after yourself.
Yes.
And look after your mental wellness and look after your health. I don't think I ever saw my mom exercise. And that was not any fault of her own. She probably didn't know the benefits of working out as an older woman and what it does for your body, how it builds your muscles, how it builds your bone density, but also neurologically, how it can help your brain.
Oh, wow. Wow. I'm taking notes right now because I'm like, am I really doing the best for myself? I should do better. Now, when we lose our parents, the way you've just said right now, have you now rediscovered something new about her recently? Is she doing something and you're like, or is it, how are you connecting with her really? Is it through brushing her hair? Is it, are you having some time with her to just connect and rediscover?
It's been 10 years since her stroke. This November, it'll be 10 years. And I've really gone through the stages. So there were times where I even disconnected.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do this. This is so hard. I can't see my mother like this. And I did an engaged talk. And one of the things that I said is, am I only loving her because it was beneficial to me when she was fine? Right? When she was fine, I loved her completely. Right now, there's emotions, there's anger, there's a bit of distance, there's frustration, there's questions. And I feel like, for sure, there are things that I see. She paints. She paints beautifully. And I'm
Wow.
like, wow, it's stunning. You know, her
Did you
paintings.
just recently start
She
painting?
started painting because we researched again. It was very good for the brain. It's therapeutic.
Yeah.
So through her healing, it's been one of the things that my brother and I have been intentional about getting her involved in. So we got her involved in painting, and to see her painting, it's beautiful. But she was always an artist in some way or the other, you know, whether it was her, how she decorated her home or how she dressed up. She always had a form of art within her.
Oh, yeah.
She was always very stylish, very well put together,
Yeah.
knew her colors. So I see that coming through. But then I also see a part of her where she stopped. Can I use a bad word?
Yeah, sure.
She stopped giving a shit.
That's not a bad word.
Shit is not a bad word.
Yeah.
No, but you see, like, she stopped caring about what society thinks. And you can see, like, when some of her relatives come to see her, those who she didn't talk to for such a long time, she welcomes them with such a huge smile. And, you know, it's like bygones be bygones. And so maybe there's a part of her that went with the stroke that let go of all the shit.
Wow. That is amazing.
Right?
Did you learn how to let go of your shit too?
I
from
know
them?
what I learned. What I learned is boundaries. So to
Oh,
take
yeah.
no shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is such a beautiful thing to learn and to
Yeah.
also teach your daughter
Yeah,
going
yeah.
forward.
Yeah.
Right. So, what is something that caregiving has taught you that no book or manual could ever teach you?
That's a good question. Caregiving has taught me acceptance. I feel like I've always had empathy within me, but I've become more empathetic, and patience. I I let it go. If mom knows that eating nutritional food is good for her, but she doesn't want to do it, it's not in my control. That's another thing I've learned. It's not my control. Whatever her journey is not in my control.
You don't like, I used to force my mom.
I do my best, but then if it results in her screaming at me, and, because she's not vocal, in the sense she's not speaking, she's vocal, but she's not mouthing words. It's hard. It's hard to see somebody you've admired for a long time just shouting
Yeah.
and shouting, it's very painful to watch.
Yeah.
So you just have to surrender. I think that's one of the most important things. And understand that when somebody you love is going through a difficult journey, your job is not to control their situation. Your job is just to stand with them
And support them as much as you can.
and support them, and just let them know you're not alone.
Did this teach you resilience?
Of course.
Or was it like a thing whereby you had to learn? You know, they get into some situations and you're like, God, why? Is there a lesson I'm being taught out of this?
I still question
Am
that. Like, I still till date, sometimes when I'm sitting with my mother or I take her to a restaurant, I'm still like, what's the deal? What's the lesson here? What's the lesson? So I feel that the lesson has not yet been learned as much as I have had lessons.
It's been 10 years.
Yeah, but I feel like because it still hurts. You know, they say when the pain goes away, the lesson has been learned. But it's still so painful, to see her in that situation.
This brings me to you as a mom.
Mm-hmm.
How you're handling your mom right now.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think that reflects to your daughter? What lessons do you think she's picking up that you like or you don't like?
I mean, I think one thing it's taught both my kids is to, when somebody is disabled or especially abled, they get a lot of stares. people look.
Yeah, of course. Everyone wants to see what's
It's a
happening.
side eye, or it's a bit of a.
Yeah.
So what it's taught my children is to not look at people any differently. Again, I think from a young age they've learned pure love. You know, it's been complete, because when you see them interact with my mother, it's not like how I interact with my mother.
Of course.
They are from just love. They are interacting with her from a very love space. I'm interacting with her with expectation.
Yeah.
They're not.
Because you already know. I'm guessing like your children were very young when this happened.
Yeah.
So most of their lives, they've known her as this.
Yes.
And they fully accept how
Yeah.
it is. They're actually wondering, is there something wrong?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. I mean, like my son says to me, in Hindi, the maternal grandmother is called Nani. It's like, what do you mean Nani used to walk? She used to walk?
oh, really?
Really? She used to walk? What do you mean her hair was like this? What do you mean she used to wear those high heels? So, I think they've learned it from a very different perspective. And going forward, I feel that they will be better human beings and treat people, whoever they are, whatever backgrounds, this is what I instill in them, with respect.
Yeah. I would also love if my daughter would learn that
Yeah.
respect and giving people grace.
Yeah.
Even when whoever is watching this, when you meet someone, no one chooses to be in such situations.
Yeah.
If we could pick our lives
Yeah.
and all the people who are in it, we'll all have perfect lives.
Exactly.
But I guess there's a higher being who wants us to go through this and
Yes.
learn our lessons as we should. Now, for that person in the thick of things right now, for let's say, most of the times, I don't know why it's usually the firstborn daughter. Are you a firstborn daughter?
I am the firstborn daughter, my mother. Yes.
I don't say it's
Not
cliche.
of my father, but of my daughter. Of my mother.
Because we find firstborn daughters are always the ones taking care of people. I remember when I was taking my mom for chemo in the ward, you'll not find even a single man. I'm actually surprised that your brother would stay with your mom in the hospital. And that is so beautiful. Kudos to him. And I'm so proud of him.
He's actually her primary caregiver more than me. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just wow. He's beaten the odds in this one. So for that person going through it right now, what is one piece of advice you'd want to tell them to let them know, I don't know if there's in my... I wanted to say there's a light at the end of the tunnel, then I realized in my end, there wasn't a light, but I don't know.
Don't say that. You know what happens through trauma is we get a very dark sense of we're able to laugh at things that people can't laugh at.
But we can. They can. You can't, but we can. Yeah. But so what can you tell that girl?
It's just, that whole thing is that you're not in control, and to surrender, to let it go, to trust the process and walk in faith, whatever that looks like, whether it's very ugly or murky or it gives you so much discomfort. Remind yourself that this too shall pass, and whatever that means to you, try then to live in the moment and live in gratitude. It's hard.
The gratitude bit?
It's very hard.
That is not easy at all.
It's very tough. But then you see, these are sometimes like I joke with my friends, and that's that whole, dark humor where it comes from. I'm like, yo, God, I know you like giving your hardest wars to your toughest soldiers, but I'm done.
I remember coming into this year, 2025, I told my friends, if there's one word I don't want anyone to ever tell me is that I'm strong. I'm done with that word.
Yeah.
This year, as the other soldiers are going to the war, that God is taking them, I want to be the one who is giving them the handouts, the food, the blanket. Here, you can go.
Strong.
You're strong. You
well
can do
done.
it. But it's not easy to be grateful. That is something I think it will take me some time to be grateful. And it's okay if you also, the other person watching, cannot be grateful. But I am grateful to be having this maybe
you find it in
we'll
anywhere.
Find
it doesn't have to be
form and any way it comes to us.
It doesn't have to be grateful about the situation. You could be grateful by having a cup of tea.
Yes.
While you're looking after your parent.
Yeah. Now, if if your mom could hear you right now,
Oh, don't make me cry.
we should have brought tissue.
I should have brought tissues.
If your
Other
mom
tissues, yeah.
could make you, sorry, if your mom could hear you fully right now and understand everything you're saying, what's one thing you could tell her?
That she didn't have to be strong for everyone else. That her journey was tough. And if this is what it takes for her to heal, then it's okay.
Now I'm gonna cry. That is so. There's this thing about being a mom that you just have to be strong. Are you strong for everyone else?
Like I said, my mother's stroke taught me boundaries.
Okay.
It did. So now I'm not. I'm not strong for everyone else because I'm tired of being that strong person. When I need to break down, I will break down and I will tell everyone who loves me enough to ask what's up that I'm not feeling okay. I'm not strong today. I'm not feeling it. I'm not that person anymore where I people please, no matter who you are, and I think one thing, and they say it so much, the one thing our mothers don't teach us is how to live without them.
Oh my word.
And this is what...
That hurts, Pinky. Because I have a daughter, so I should be teaching her how to live without
But that's
me.
what I'm trying to do with mine.
But how is that possible?
You must... one thing that we don't do as society is we don't normalize death.
Yeah.
And it's a guarantee. That and taxes. It's a guarantee.
Of course.
But you see, like, one thing that will definitely happen to you in this life is that you will die. Facts.
Pinky. I don't want to die. Okay, yeah, but that's true. It's a guarantee. We will all die.
It is a guarantee. So you must prepare your children for that inevitability. It's not a comfortable conversation. Again, it's not something that you can bring up lightly. It's not something that you want to traumatize them about. Like, hey, I'm going to die.
Yeah, they'll start having weird thoughts and dreams.
No, but you see, like, there are times to bring it up. There are times to talk about everything, including death.
Yeah. Okay, when is the right time we need you to do with yours so that I can start planning on my daughter?
I swear, I feel like, I think once my mother had her stroke, I traumatized my daughter.
Oh no.
And also family are not nice,
Yeah, they're not.
Someone went up to her and said, oh, I heard your grandmother's gonna die. And she was 5 years old.
That is so mean.
It's so
and
mean.
unnecessary.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm so sorry.
So, it traumatized her. But then breaking down, what is death? What does it look like? What happens? We don't know what happens when we die. However, it is a reality. I grew up without a father. My father died when I was 6. My brother died when I was 17. He was 20, sorry. So death is a part of life.
Yeah.
It's just how it hits. We don't know, right? And any death is tragic because it's final. It's the end.
Like there's nothing you can
there's
do.
nothing after that.
There's literally nothing you can do.
So then why not? It's like, don't bring me flowers when I'm dead. Bring them to me now. Don't talk about me when I'm dead. Tell me now.
You're awesome. I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
Because that's the finality. I feel like we've gone a really dark road, Pinky. You and I should not.
Should we bring it back? I mean, we need in to bright
Are you
pink.
In therapy?
No, I'll say something so controversial. I don't believe in therapy.
Why don't you believe in therapy?
I don't know. I feel, I don't know. And it's really like, it is controversial to say it because there are so many therapists and there are so many people who can help you. However, when I went through the traumas that I went through, there was nothing like therapy.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So, and it was not normalized and it was not available. So I had to find ways to heal myself and modalities to sort of sit with my demons and get them out of there. So if therapy works for you, good. I'm glad. But for me, I think I would be like, no, wait, therapist, you're doing this wrong. Let's do
No,
it like this.
funny. I was in therapy for a few months, then I left because I realized, no. I also felt like it wasn't working for me.
You
It
know,
gets stagnated at some point.
we have to go through
Yeah.
whatever we have to go through. And it's not going to be like in a matter of 6 sessions or in a matter of 12 sessions. What we are going through sits with us forever.
For life.
Yeah. So say today you have a bad day, you think of your mom, you remember her, you miss her, and you will sit with that
Yeah.
until you release it. So you have to find ways, first of all, one, to identify when you're not having a good day. You have to be able to do that for yourself. And two, and I think, okay, that's where therapy helps you. It's like, okay, this is your trigger, or this is something that can get you into that dark point. This is what a dark point looks like. And then how do you get yourself away from that? But honestly, it's continuous. And I feel the healing journey as well is continuous. It's not something that you can just snap out of.
Yeah. I agree. Now, down out of that valley.
Yes. Let's talk about
Mothering.
butterflies and sunshine.
I actually have this theory. Again, side note, I do this a lot on my podcast. I get to a point where I have a side story to the running story because I'm yapping a lot. Side note, do you feel like the women who are mostly I'm not saying over smiley, those who put that smiley face everywhere they go, do you feel like women harbor a lot of things and we tend to cover that up by just being
Smiley?
over happy? Do you do that?
No. I told you my humor has come from trauma.
That is sad. That's okay.
But, it allows me to laugh at anything, including myself. I think you should be able to laugh at it. If you
Yeah.
take yourself too seriously, you'll just constantly need a therapist. So you have to. Life is about a balance.
Yes.
So fine, it's okay. It's okay. Like I said, the first thing we talked about was anger. It's okay to be angry.
Yeah.
Just don't sit there. It's okay to be depressed. Just don't sit there. It's okay to be happy. Just don't get stuck there. It's okay to be, what's the word? There's so many emotions. Frustrated. There's so many, but you have to balance it, right? If somebody's happy constantly, then you question that. What's going on here? This is not, because life is ebb and flow.
Yeah.
Everything is up and down, up and down, up and down.
But you see, I went down a rabbit hole while Googling you.
Oh.
Very weird.
I have a rabbit hole?
I know.
I feel like a celeb.
I know, girl, you are. So there was this, I think, picture you posted with your mom where you said no one prepares you for this. And how people don't talk about being a caregiver.
Yeah.
Which is something I would say in my case. When I hang out with my friends, I don't like bringing my mom up because you become the... What is it? Yeah, the pity, the pity party is all in you. You tend to learn how to not to talk about it.
Yeah.
Is this something you've learned not to do?
You know what? If I had friends like that, which I did, I stopped hanging around with them.
Oh,
Which
okay. My friends, I didn't mean like that.
Oops.
Yeah, I know, right?
Become a different podcast.
Yeah.
No, so you see, like, I feel like people don't understand. Okay, so until you have gone through it,
yeah.
people don't understand. So you and I can laugh about death
Yeah.
and things like that because we have gone through it.
Someone else will be like, speed that up.
Yeah, that's so. And it's oh my God, how can you joke about death? But because we've gone through it and we understand, it's hard.
Yeah.
And then the trauma that comes with it, that it gets to a point where what can you do except laugh, right? Because
What else
can you do about it?
If you don't laugh, you'll cry.
But then a lot of people don't know. You see, like even in the same thing when you're at a funeral, he's gone to a better place. How do you know?
No,
Wait. Wait a second. Did you speak to him? Do you know this?
Did he confirm with you?
Yeah.
Did he send you an email or something?
But I feel like we're so we're just sort of wired to say certain things that tick boxes. Also, a lot of the times we're not being genuine when we're saying these things.
Yeah.
So, people don't know how to react or how to ask you even the right questions about what it looked like to look after your mother and to lose your mother, and how hard that is. Because maybe if they talk about it, they'll trigger something inside them that will spark an internal conversation about life and death,
Yeah.
or my relationship with my mother, or could I have been there more for somebody. Or so let's not blame people.
Yeah, sure.
Let's not blame people. However, let's try as people
To do better.
to do better, and
Yeah.
look for, when you are trying to empathize, look for the correct words and be very genuine about them.
And it's also okay to just keep quiet if you don't know what to say.
Exactly.
You don't have to
I
say.
mean, like recently, a lot, like I've had a lot of friends who have lost either parents or, gone through something. And the one thing I do is, yes, I'll try and call them. And if they don't want to answer, it's okay. It's not personal.
Yeah.
I'm not like, oh my God, they're not answering.
Why are you not picking
But I'll send a text and ask, can I do anything? Do you need anything? Because it's not in the words, it's in the actions.
Yeah.
It's sit with me when I'm going for a doctor's appointment, which my mom would have done, or send me a sandwich because I'm moving home and nobody else will do that for me. It's that. It's trying to be there for them, even after all the chaos of the funeral, etc. It's trying to be there consistently, showing up consistently.
I feel like I'm tearing up.
Yes, you are. Are you okay?
I'm not okay, Pinky, but it's fine.
It's not okay.
Can I get a tissue, please?
It's right there.
Yeah, so as
Thank you.
I feel like our moms are always our heroes, like you said it. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Our moms are our heroes, and when we lose that part, it's just so hard.
You can imagine, okay?
Yeah.
Energetically, because I'm such an energy person. Your mother has carried you. You have been inside her body. So you know her from a very different perspective. And even energetically, you know her. You're connected to her. That's what they even say. So when you come out, when you are birthed and they cut the umbilical cord, there's still some sort of invisible umbilical cord that's connecting you. And I know from people who have lost their moms that life is never the same.
It is not. I feel like no. Let me get out of this.
Yes. Let's talk about
again. Now, what about these women? Okay, I tend to mean about women a lot because I feel like it's women who make up the majority of this percentage who have to take care of their moms, but their moms are not sick. Their moms are not ailing. Their moms are not even like their moms are okay.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the mother decided not to be the mother, and they've decided to be the child. I don't know how to put it.
Yeah.
You get you are probably 30, and your mom is, let's say, 60, but your mom decides, no, I'm not going to take care of you anymore. You're the one who has to take care of me, and it's not something you have to choose to do. You just have to do it. What do you have to say about that?
This is why we all need to heal ourselves.
Yeah.
Those are the women who need therapy.
Oh,
I think.
No, you agree. Really?
No, because you see, there are people who live under this whole impression or like behind these sort of their own rose-tinted glasses that their life is about just them.
Yes.
And because I birthed you, you now owe me something.
God, that's the word. You owe me.
You owe me.
And you have to do it.
And you have to and you must. But then this is where us as parents need to be so, number one, healed.
Yeah.
Like I said, healing is a process. It keeps happening, right? But do as much work on yourself as you can. So you're self-aware so that you know when you are being toxic to anyone around you, including your child. The one thing, and they say a successful parent
Yeah.
is a person who builds their child to one day be able to live without them,
Yeah.
right?
Now I know. Now
Yeah.
I know, Pinky. Now I
Yeah.
know.
So that is the measure of success of a parent.
Okay.
So again, these are mothers who, unfortunately, yes, they're very much a part of our society. They are there. They play victim.
Yeah.
I was watching something on TikTok today about like Pakistani mother-in-law, and
Yeah.
she, she's like, "Stop faking a headache every time your son walks into the room." Because it's like, oh, and then suddenly
Yeah.
she'll get the
The
attention
attention.
over the wife.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't get that. And I also don't get, and this is to my fellow moms of young boys, our sons are not here to look after us. Teach them to look after their wives and look after them well. It's a different podcast,
I know.
right?
I'm just like, Pinky.
No, but
You want
it's
this
true.
one to come for us? Because African moms do not understand.
No, but you know
me
what?
tell you.
It's not only African mums, it's Indian mums as well.
Yeah, actually, it's
It's this whole, my God, my son, oh my.
Yeah.
Relax.
I know. I'm telling you, right now, I have friends who wish their mother-in-laws were dead. It's that bad,
See, we can
and
laugh
it
about it.
sucks. But because you can see it, I'm like, okay, I can see it. She treats you really terribly, but dead. Are you sure that's what you want? And they're like, yes, dead.
Wow. Yeah, but then you see, again, that's a part of you that needs to be healed. Maybe your husband or your partner didn't give you that attention that your son obviously dotes on you, loves you. And that is beautiful that he loves you, but also teach him that the love between a mother and son is very different between a husband and wife.
Wow. All right. That brings me to the end, Pinky.
Oh my God.
I feel like
They'll
we need
come
to.
for me.
Guys, all the views done here are Pinky's views. They're not Anita's. Okay, I do share offline. I do share in them. But yeah, I do love that you've given me such an honest feedback about what goes on when you're mothering your mom. I feel for me this Mother's Day specifically, honoring my mom through that and honoring any other woman who's going through mothering their mom. It's something we are not. No one teaches you, but you just have to jump into it and
don't be embarrassed of it. Celebrate your mother no matter where she is in her journey.
Yeah.
Stand by her because that is how you honor her life,
Yeah.
And if she's no longer with us, then just remember her as best as you can.
Yeah.
And try as much as you can to let go of that whole caregiving process because it's hard.
Girl, you've been doing it for 10 years. 10. I don't know. You deserve a big hug and even 10 more big hugs every day.
Honestly.
Yeah, it's not easy. Yeah. So what's your parting shot for us today?
I think, first of all, my parting shot for you is congratulations. This is a conversation that needs to be had over and over and over again. It needs to be normalized.
Yeah.
So thank you.
No,
Thank you for having this conversation, especially in and around Mother's Day.
Yes.
And to anybody who's watching, I think what I want to say is that you're only human. So don't give yourself too much pressure. If you're going through a low, that's okay. If you're going through a high, even better. And if you are a caregiver, give yourself, I think you used the word, give yourself grace, not only the person you're looking after. Give yourself grace. If it's hard, it's hard. And that's okay.
And it's okay to admit that it's hard.
Yeah.
And to seek for help.
Well, I don't know if help will often come, but it's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
It's like when people tell you it takes a village to raise your children, and you're like, where's the village?
Where's the village, guys?
Guys, village.
You just hear crickets.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Pinky.
Thank you as well.
Yeah. You had something to say?
No, we're gonna continue talking forever. I'm like, if Pinky, just stop.
Because I'm like, it's been like, I haven't had this conversation. I only have two of my friends who we have this dark humor with. Because when I lost my mom, I became a total orphan. Then they were like, welcome to the orphans club. I was like, girl, I'm here crying. I'm here wiping. I'm like,
And there's
mom,
a
then she's like,
club.
welcome to the orphans club. You have a full membership for life.
Do you see?
Why would you say that?
Do you see?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, you have to find the humor in it.
Yeah.
You have to be able to work on yourself so much that you can find the humor in it.
But man. Yeah, sure. I get it. I feel like you have some jokes if you say here. Anyway, thank you so much, Pinky, for coming on my show.
Thank you
I
as well.
think, guys, this is my mama I've made it moment. And please let me just soak it in. Let me just soak it in. Just soak it in.
Mama.
Yay. All right. So thank you guys so much for being here with us, for watching. Don't forget to share, subscribe, comment. And thank you so much. I usually send them kisses.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. Bye.